Hello and welcome to another Talk of the Crown. In fact, it's actually Talk of the Crown episode 4. So welcome to the show, and I hope as always that you have had an amazing voluptuous week. I know it's been another voluptuous royal week for the British royal family. Now, I always pre-open the chat room, which can now also be viewed on catch up. So if you are late to the show, or if you miss any of it, or if you miss all of it, once this live portion has finished, it will appear on my main channel, so you can always catch up. And within the last couple of weeks, they've also started showing the actual chat conversation as well in real time. So if you miss an episode, don't worry, because you will still be able to see all of what goes on Talk of the Crown. So let's say hello to Christine and Donna and James Medford and Nina and H.A. Bracken and MSMB 2012. And Eloine Elswell. That's loads of people in tonight, and Holly as well. So hello to you all. And before I start, I'd like to say a big thank you to MSMB 2012, because I didn't see it last week, but she actually used the super chat and donated some money to this channel. So if you do have access to the super chat and you do want to use it, then obviously feel free. It means that I get your comments pop up in a big bar so that I don't miss it. And I think the reason why I didn't get MSMB 2012 is because she sent it before I'd actually got in the chat, and then I skipped loads of the comments. So if you want your comment noticed, use the super chat. I don't know which button it is, so you'll have to work that one out. Hello to Carolyn and Sonia and Marilyn and Raquel and Sharon and Becky and Kelly, and hello to everybody. So as always, the format is exactly the same. I will take your British royal family related questions. I have no idea what the questions are going to be before I come on live. It is completely random. The show, I like to think, is led by you guys. So you guys lead the conversation in the direction that you want to go in. I always have a few notes handy of things I want to talk about, but usually you all come up with the things that I want to speak about anyway, so I very rarely have to use my notebook. So yes, it's all basically led by you guys, and I just try and answer as best I can. Hello to Ingrid as well. Oh dear says, how are things? Has all the snow gone yet? Yes, the snow in the UK, well, where I am in Shropshire, we didn't actually have a lot of snow the last time there was snow. We had a little bit, but it was in other parts of the country, mainly the west of the country. So I didn't really get the snow bad this time, but certainly in the UK, all the snow has gone now. Ingrid says, I thought your chat is at 10 p.m. Is it an hour earlier? No, it's 10 p.m. in the UK. I'm thinking that there has been a time change elsewhere. Have you had a recent clock change? Because our clocks went back about 3-4 weeks ago, something like that. But it most certainly is 10 o'clock GMT time. Which is probably why some people haven't turned up in this week's chat. Sharon Huff says, what's up with all of the hoo-ha about the wedding being cancelled? I haven't heard any hoo-ha about Harry and Meghan's wedding being cancelled. I assume you're talking about Harry and Meghan's wedding. I haven't heard any of that. That has not reached the UK. And if that's the case, then I would imagine it's probably made up fake rumor news, clickbait news to get views and clicks, and I would probably say it's not true. H.A. Bracken says, what's up with Catherine? Any baby news? No news yet. As you all know, she has gone on maternity leave. The only news I can tell you is that the Lindo wing, which is the hospital where she's due to give birth, and of course she books out the entire wing when she's having her baby, they have already last week painted up the railings. Now, freshly painted railings kind of indicates that, you know, they are getting ready. They are most certainly readying things ready for the baby. So that's the only news I can give you. Nothing officially has been released. We are just waiting for Catherine to literally go through the motions. Christine says only 6 weeks to the royal wedding and 8 weeks till your son's wedding. Well, congratulations to your son. And yes, only 6 weeks to go. And I remember thinking, oh my God, it's 6 months to go. And now it's 6 weeks. It's gone really, really, really quick. And I'm really looking forward to the big day. Hello to Norks Pebbles too. Francesca says, do we know Zara's due date? No, that has not, to my knowledge, been released, but we do know it's in the summer. And some news publications have been reporting possibly 3 months after Catherine. So that takes us into the summer, into the kind of midsummer, shall we say, is expected. But I would imagine they may release further, more accurate details closer to the time. Marilyn says, in the USA, we sprung ahead 1 hour. Oh, right. Well, that would explain why some people have probably missed the chat, which is a good reason why we have the catch-up chat, so that people don't get to miss it. Janet Baker says, from the US, you look great today. Thank you. And for those of you who have got eagle eyes, today's brooch is the Queen's Australian wattle brooch, obviously in honour of the Commonwealth Games, which is taking place in Australia. Prince Charles and Camilla have flown out and have been attending events to do with the Commonwealth Games. And also Prince Charles has now undertaken his own kind of separate tour as well, while the Duchess is taking a little bit of downtime because it was revealed that she doesn't really like traveling and flying. It does perhaps cause her sickness, or maybe she has trouble with her nerves, with all the transport. And of course, because Australia is such a big country, you have to use planes to get around. It's the most effective way of getting around, I would imagine. I've never been there, but I can imagine that, you know, going anywhere by plane or helicopter would be the preferred choice to get you there and about really, really quickly. So she's taking a few days downtime while the Prince continues his tour. I think he has had a day off today too. So I will be resuming the Australian tour tomorrow. Okay. Becky says, how is Prince Philip doing? Out of hospital yet? No, he was supposed to stay there for a good few days. So I would imagine he'd possibly be leaving sometime soon. I haven't heard that he's left yet, so I'm assuming that he's still there recuperating. Obviously, we all know he's had his hip replaced, which is the reason why he was missing all of the engagements with the Queen. Even though he's retired, he still can pick and choose the engagements he wants to go to, and he did miss some planned events that he had chosen to go to. Now we know why. It's because of his hip trouble, and he actually had a hip replacement. Yesterday, I think there was flowers and chocolates and things photographed going into the hospital. So I'm imagining they were for him, possibly. I would imagine. So I think he's still there at the moment. There's been no other updates officially released. Anything else you hear, I'm afraid, is just mere speculation. But as soon as I hear any further updates, I will, of course, let you know on the main channel. Carol Smith says, in the event of Prince Philip passing away, would the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan be postponed? I certainly hope Prince Philip recovers nicely. No, I would very much imagine it would not be postponed, and not, I must say, out of respect. I would say that he is the sort of person that likes things to just get on, and I think he would be probably absolutely mortified to think that the wedding would be cancelled if he died. I don't think he wants anything to be cancelled if he dies. In fact, I remember a year or a couple of years ago, he said he doesn't want a full state funeral. I mean, obviously, it'll still be, you know, a big funeral, a public funeral, probably more in line with Princess Diana's, or Diana, Princess of Wales's funeral, which was kind of a state funeral, but not. I would imagine his funeral is going to be very similar to that, and that's due to his wishes. He's a very no-fuss person, and I would imagine he would want the least amount of fuss when he passes away. So the answer to your question is, although we don't know officially, because obviously the situation hasn't occurred, it hasn't happened, I would very much imagine that the wedding would carry on as would be his wishes. Norks Pebble says, was Meghan in LA in Easter? Well, I haven't seen any photographic evidence that she was in LA over Easter. If anyone has seen any, please send them to me. But like you, I have heard the rumours that she did go to LA for Easter, but they are just rumours without any actual proof. I can't tell you. I don't know if I've got photographic evidence or video footage, or a reliable witness has seen her, then I could possibly confirm it. But at the moment, I cannot confirm nor deny. But, you know, a little break 6 weeks prior to the marriage, to the wedding, with mom over in maybe in LA, doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. So I'm cautiously saying it's possible and highly likely, but I can't confirm or deny. Kelly Vernon says, what time is the royal wedding? I know I have to stay up all night here in Arizona, USA. I think it's 1 o'clock. Is it 1 o'clock? I think UK time, GMT. I'm sure it's something like 1 o'clock. Holly Anderson says, I have a question. I watched the videos of His Royal Highness Charles, Prince Charles, and Duchess Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall in Australia. It seemed Camilla left to return to the UK ahead of Charles. Is she feeling okay? No, she hasn't left Australia. She's just taking some downtime. So she's still in Australia. Charles is continuing his version of the tour alone, and I think she's rejoining him for the final few days. So expect to see Camilla again soon. And let's just give a big shout out to Camilla's fashion on this tour. I absolutely loved it. I think she's looking really, really great on the Commonwealth Games section, and the few days she did of her own engagements with Charles. I think she looked spectacular, very much regal and very much looking like a queen. I mean, she really is, I think, projecting that queenly role now. Marilyn says, please tell us about your outfit. You're looking especially grand tonight. Well, thank you so much. It's just a waistcoat with a yellow sunny shirt because the yellow matches the yellow in the Australian wattle brooch, which is a complete replica of the Queen's, and I'm wearing this in honour of the Commonwealth Games. And of course, the tie, the bow tie that Betsy gifted me from my Amazon wish list, and the wish list details are in the description of this video, so you can take a look. There's all kinds of novelty items, Harry and Meghan items to wear on the live chat, completely random items like cardboard cutouts of the royals, everything you can think of, brooches, the lot. So if you want to see me unbox, react, or even give away some of those items, feel free to take a look at the Amazon wish list. Now, just off camera, in fact, I've left it off camera. I'm just going to pop and get something. Okay, here it is. It is the mug. It's the mug from Marilyn, and it's the Harry and Meghan commemorative mug. And I have actually filled it with some drink tonight. I still have my little flask, my thermal cup that'll keep the tea warm. But I'm going to have my first few drinks out of the Harry and Meghan cup. There we go. So thank you again very much, Marilyn, for sending me the Harry and Meghan commemorative mug from my Amazon wishlist. I really enjoyed unwrapping it. And as I said in the unboxing video, I was really impressed with the quality. I mean, I was expecting a lot of the stuff on the Amazon site to be really tacky and cheap. And I was so surprised when this came, because the photograph is really high quality. I'm not sure if you can see. And the reverse photo is also high quality. It's got a high shine. You know, it just doesn't seem that tacky. So I was actually really impressed with this piece of merchandise from Amazon. And I've just answered how Prince Philip is. So far, he's just recovering in hospital. As soon as I know more, I will, of course, let you know. Hello to Diamond Danae as well. Odia says, please make sure you cover the wedding thoroughly. Of course I will. I will be there. I will be watching it live on the telly, and of course I will be filming some of it as well from the telly, all the royal bits, and I intend to make a all royal moment part of the video. And you will be sailing up the inside passage that week. Which inside passage is that? Lady Buckingham Dawn says, got my beautiful mug in the mail. Have my tiara, so ready for the wedding. Can't wait. In the comment section below, let me know what you have done to prepare for the royal wedding. Are you doing anything special? Are you having your own little party, or even a party for one? Have you bought anything special? Any fancy clothes, a hat, a fascinator? Do let me know. Speaking of hats, I also received an Amazon wish list gift in the form of a top hat, which I am not wearing tonight. I'm saving it. In fact, I was planning on wearing a tiara for the wedding, but I'm thinking of debuting the top hat. I did make a video unboxing and trying it on. Let me know what you thought about that. But thank you to Betsy for gifting me the top hat. It is absolutely amazing, and such, again, a really high quality handmade item. I was really impressed, and now I'm the proud owner of a top hat. So I hope you enjoyed that review video. James Medfall says, on the newscast you posted, it said that 800 people in their 90s in the UK have hip replacements. That made me feel better for the Jews. Yes, I mean, obviously, you know, the amount hip-related problems are, generally speaking, not all, but generally speaking, age-related, because obviously wear and tear throughout your life, the older you are, the more likely you are to need a new hip, which of course he has done. And because he's in quite such good health before the hip problem, I would imagine that made him quite a good candidate to have a hip replacement. I don't think he has anything like osteoporosis, which is brittle bones. So it literally was a case of operate. I mean, any operation is risky on anybody of that age. But like I say, he is in, you know, fairly rude good health. So we expect him to make a full recovery, and I'm sure, you know, getting back to doing all the things that he likes to do is at the forefront of his mind. And you know, he is determined. He's a determined character with such a determined you know, have a go attitude, and I think he will be chomping at the bit to get the rehab started. In fact, he's probably started rehab already. Eileen Sandu says, I was in the Lake District in the UK. It's beautiful there. And you had the time change Sunday prior to Easter. That made US Eastern Standard Time 5 hours earlier than you. Yes, it was when you said that we had the time change. I never quite remember. In fact, most of the time, I just let the time change creep up on me, and it just happens. Okay, I'm just finding the questions again. Hello to Melody. James Medfall says, could the Queen wear the new Canadian brooch at the wedding? Well, it's a snowflake. I mean, I was expecting her to wear the snowflake in the winter. I mean, it's possible she could debut it at a new important occasion, such as the wedding, but to me, it looks more wintry. It's got a more wintry snowflake feel. I know we have still been having snow in the UK, but yes, I mean, it's possible she could wear it. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. You know, perhaps it's in the back of a drawer somewhere. I mean, I don't know what she did with it. I would have thought that we would have seen it a lot earlier. Maybe she's waiting for a really big Canadian event to come up. Maybe, you know, if one of the Charles and Camilla, or William and Catherine, or Harry and Meghan go to tour Canada, maybe she might loan it. She loaned Catherine the maple leaf brooch when she goes to Canada. I mean, the most likely next royal visit to Canada is probably going to be Harry and Meghan on a tour of the Commonwealth. So perhaps we may see it debuted on Meghan. I'm just saying. Hello to Kimberly. James Medfall says, would you go live during the wedding? Yes, I could. just like I did with the Eurovision, which is coming up again, actually. Yes, if you're having any trouble, if anything's stalling, please refresh. North Pebble says there are rumours Meghan's dad is not walking her down the aisle. There's rumours about Meghan's family doing all kinds of things. I would pay no heed. As far as we're aware, Meghan's dad, the official line is from Meghan's father's friend, is that he's been asked and he's accepted and he's excited to walk Meghan down the aisle. And I don't think we will see anything less. I think we will see Thomas Markle walking Meghan or Rachel down the aisle on her wedding day. And I would like to say, in fact, I haven't been able to fit it in a news update video yet, but there was this amazing photo of a paparazzi photo of Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, reading a British history book in a cafe, which I thought was, either him having fun with the cameras or he really was swatting up on Britain for when he comes, which I think is kind of sweet. I'm kind of hoping it's the latter, and that actually it's really sweet that he's trying to learn about Britain for Meghan. So I just thought that was really a lovely photo. Of course, he could just have been having a little bit of a laugh and a giggle, knowing that he was being paparazzied. But, the fact is he got the book in the first place. And I think my heart tells me that he was swatting up a little bit on British history and landmarks. I will post that photo in an upcoming video if I do a news compilation video. But you can find it on the internet, I'm sure, just by Googling. Holly Anderson says, congrats, you now have 28,000 subscribers. I do. The last 1,000 went really, really quick. And yes, my goal is 50,000 subscribers by Christmas. So if you're not subscribed for any reason, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell. I said this last week, but so many YouTubers have been complaining that their subscribers are not getting their new videos in their subscriptions feed. YouTube confirmed this is the case, and that they actually limit and they use the data that's collected on what you view to compile what's in your subscription feed. So you don't automatically get the videos, the channels that you're subscribed to, new videos in your subscription feed. To make sure that you do get them, you have to hit the notification bell, and that will make sure that you never, ever, ever miss a video. So please hit that bell. Andrew Mundell says, nice outfit. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the comments too on the videos. James Med4 says, I live in the LA area and TMZ would be on it. They have a pesky paparazzi show. I think I've possibly seen a little bit of TMZ. Yes, I mean, like I say, she's not exactly inconspicuous these days. It would take quite a lot to get her in and out of the country without being seen or paparazzied or, some kind of talk. So like I say, it's not within the realms of possibility that she did go to LA for Easter, but I want to see the evidence first. Francesca B says, congratulations on the 28,000 subscribers. Well, congratulations to you all, because hopefully you're all subscribed, so you're helping. So thank you so much. Caroline N says, hello, I'm in London, but you're an American. I think you remember me. I was a subscriber to your channel a while ago. Anyway, still listening to your channel. Yes, of course I remember you. And wow, you're in London. I hope you're really enjoying it. Do check out the Kensington Palace Victoria display if you haven't already. Kayloa says, good morning from Fiji. Are there Royal Highnesses in Vanuatu? I hope I said that correct. No, I don't think they are at the moment. I don't think anyone's there unless there's something I don't know. Have you heard that there is a royal in Vanuatu? Kelly Vernon says, Camilla has been dressing much, much better. I have really been enjoying her fashion lately. Francesca B says, Meghan was in LA for 2 days from last Tuesday. What's your source? Is there photographs? Let me know. Ken ATL says, I miss the Boxbow That looks like an order. I haven't worn one this week because this brooch you probably can't see because of the lighting, but it has yellow stones in the middle. So I wanted it to sort of stand alone on its own. And I think the blue of the waistcoat kind of makes it pop a bit more, and obviously the yellow of the shirt. So hopefully this look works. But I do really enjoy wearing the box bows, and they will be back, don't worry. Andrew Mundell says, I wish people would leave the Duchess of Cornwall alone. Well, I mean, people are entitled to their own opinions, but I go on, her record of what she's doing now, the charity work she's going on, and of course I show what she gets up to in my videos, and I think that's what a lot of people are starting to go on. Lady Buckingham Dawn says, I'm thinking if Meghan did go to LA, it would have been so guarded so that her mother did not get bombarded with media, and maybe so that some family members did not know she was there. Unless we've got photographic proof or video proof, we cannot say either way whether she was there, unless, of course, she lets it slip herself or someone key to her lets it slip. David Soriano says, thank you for assisting in the naming of my newborn. Thank you for letting me help with the name of your newborn. I think you told me a few weeks ago, or maybe was it months ago, that you were going to name your newborn baby after me. So thank you so much. Eileen Duran says, do you think Meghan wears the colour black too often? It's a safe colour. And perhaps after the wedding, when she has access to even more fashion. I mean, of course, she has access now. She's got her own money. But I think when she's attending lots of different events all the time, she will need a lot more of an extensive wardrobe to wear, very much in the same way that we see Catherine in different things. And occasionally she might recycle something. And I think we'll see something similar for Meghan. Ned Green says, hi from Jacksonville, Florida, just came on. Well, hello to you. Lady Buckingham says, my mug is different, but close to that one and not tacky at all, just beautiful. I was very surprised with how not tacky it was. So yes, feel confident to buy some merchandise from Amazon, because so far I've had a good find. Christine says, those pictures of Catherine shopping were a hoot. It didn't look like her at all. No, when I first saw it, and of course we're referring to the video I did exposing a UK news publication of publishing photographs or claiming to be Catherine doing her shopping in a local supermarket by herself. And when I looked at the photographs, I thought, that's not her at all. And bearing in mind, I am really, really good with names. I don't usually forget names and all that kind of thing. Faces, I'm not terribly good at. My facial recognition out of context is not terribly good. So I was like, let's do a pinch zoom on the face. So I did a pinch zoom on the face, and I thought, it looks more like Meghan than it does Catherine. Why are they saying it's Catherine? Then I read the article and I was like, it's an unknown source. It looks really staged. Is it Waitrose trying to just get, an advertisement for their supermarket? Although it's not really their style, they don't really need to. In the UK, they're known as a more upmarket supermarket. Was it someone else trying to just get attention? Then I asked my partner, who actually scored really, really high on a facial recognition quiz for the police. So he's really, really, really good with facial recognition. And I did the pinch and I said, is that Catherine? And he said, no. And I trust him 100%. So I am 99.9% sure of saying that was not Catherine. But so many news publications were fooled. And in fact, the Daily Mail itself, how it was fooled into publishing those photographs, I have no idea. It wasn't even April the 1st. It was a few days after. The only other explanation I can think of is that maybe the Daily Mail was sent those photographs on April the 1st as a hoax, as an April the 1st joke. And then they didn't get to publishing it until a couple of days later. That's the only thing I can think of to even justify, you know, a UK proper publication publishing those photos. How it slipped through the net, I have no idea. But do go and check out that video and let me know in the comment section there if you think those photographs are fake or not. But I'm calling them as fake. Megan B says, it seems Megan prefers darker colours. I'd like to see her wear some brighter, more colourful outfits now and then. Well, maybe she could borrow my yellow shirt. Christine says, I love your top hat. I love it too. And I'm going to wear it for the wedding videos. I might wear it before as well, just because I can't wait to wear it. But yes, I will be wearing it very, very soon. And a big thank you, big thank you to Betsy as well for making that little wish on my wish list come true. Kelly Vernon says, me and my best friend make tea and scones. Have done it for all royal weddings, including Charles and Diana's wedding. You were 16 then. Wow, well, that sounds like a really good idea. You know, have tea and scones on the royal wedding. Again, let me know all of your ideas for what you're going to do on the wedding day. How are you going to celebrate it too? Ingrid says, great mug. So nice, Marilyn. I also had a few new things come off the wish list too, which I've already filmed opening, and I'm just finishing off the review part of them. So stay tuned. There will be more unboxing of the Amazon wish list. Jeff says, hello to you. Ned Green says, I had a hip replacement done 1.5 years ago, and it was the best thing that I have ever done for myself. No more pain, and I'm able to walk again without the assistance of a cane. Well, there you go, living proof that it works. I'm sure the Duke of Edinburgh will be up and carriage driving before you know it. I'd imagine the rehab, you know, is going to be fairly intense, but he's a tough cookie. He's resilient and he's determined, and I'm sure he will get through it just fine. Andrew says, yes, I hope he gets home soon. Christine says, maybe with spring and summer, Meghan will wear brighter colours. It's possible the Queen has a seasonal wardrobe with seasonal palettes, so maybe Meghan will do the same. Ned says, it would definitely give him a new lease of life. Megan B says, yes, I'd like to see her wear much brighter colours too. Was thinking that same thing. She would look great in lavender and pink. Well, we'll probably eventually, with her new royal role, see her in all kinds of new colours. Bay says, hello, I am late. Good to see everyone. Don't worry. I think it's to do with this time change that's going on in some countries. Is it just the US or is it Canada? Where has the time change occurred? Lynn says, good evening. Oh dear says, between Vancouver Island and British Columbia, mainland to the Broughton Archipelago, looking forward to it, but we'll miss all of the wedding coverage. And that's where you are on your passage. Are you on a cruise ship? It sounds like you're on a cruise ship. Wow. I really want to do a cruise myself. Marissa Young says, hi, Elliot from Brazil. Hello to you from Brazil. Lynn says, is it true that the due date for the Cambridge's third baby is the 23rd of April? Yes, that is the kind of announced date, but I do believe that she's either a few days early or late on certain pregnancies that she's had before. So who knows? You know, it could be around the Queen's birthday. It could be later. It could be on the 23rd itself. Just kind of expect that it's coming, and it will be probably round about that day. Although I don't think she's actually delivered on her due date yet. Like I say, it's always been a few days early or a few days late. MSNB 2012 says, I read online yesterday that there was a lot of unkind things said on Twitter about Prince Charles and Camilla's Australian visit. The article said, called it a backlash. I haven't heard. I do go on Twitter, but I haven't seen any bad comments. I mean, maybe I haven't just read them. I'm always too busy collecting all the information to make the videos of the event. So if there was an unkind undercurrent, I haven't picked up on it. What article was it that that mentioned it. I don't know. But no, I haven't heard anything. The only backlash I have heard, which I haven't reported on yet, is that in the UK, a bridge which has been operational for about 20 years, the Severn Crossing Bridge between Wales and Bristol, is going to be renamed the Prince Charles, or the Prince of Wales Bridge. It's going to be named after Charles. And there has been some backlash from the locals and people of Wales about the renaming. I'm not entirely sure why. But, you know, there you go. There has been a little bit of backlash there, but I don't think I've heard anything about the Australian tour. But do let me know if there is something. Hang on, let me find the comments. I've lost them. Jeff Gosney says it's not saying live at the top of the screen. I don't know why. And yes, please give me a big old thumbs up if you're enjoying this video. Don't forget. In fact, actually, last week, my Talk of the Crown episode 3 was my most successful live chat ever that I've ever done. Maybe it was because people gave it that big old thumbs up. So if you give it a big old thumbs up, or you leave comments on the actual video once it's been uploaded onto my main channel, it does help the YouTube algorithm think that people are enjoying the video. So that's why it's really important to give it that thumbs up. Andrew says, are my cats okay? Yes, they are. In fact, they're both in at the moment, and I think they're asleep. Marilyn says, did the news in the UK report on the shooting at the YouTube HQ in California? Yes, it did. The female shooter was upset about the new monetization rules by YouTube. Okay. I mean, I will say I understand her frustration. It is very, very, very frustrating when a video you have made gets demonetized. In fact, the video that I just spoke about, my most successful live chat, was demonetized for pretty much all of its views until YouTube got through to reviewing it and then turned it green again. So I actually lost all the monetized views on my last live chat because it wrongly turned yellow. It got demonetized. Once they reviewed it, it got turned green again because obviously my videos are fine. But the algorithm didn't like something in the video. I don't know what it was, but it turned it yellow. So I missed out on all the views that video had. So boo-hoo. So I understand her frustration, but I wouldn't necessarily go and get a gun and shoot people. That's just taking it too far, very much too far. But yes, it is entirely frustrating when your video you don't get anything from your video. That happened to me with the live chat last time. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to roll with it. It would not be so bad if YouTube came up with some kind of policy where if they get it wrong and they wrongly demonetize your video, that they do some kind of ratio and compensate you for the views that you had in the meantime. That would make it not so bad, but they don't. So if you get demonetized and you miss out on your views, then you've lost out. And that happened to me. And it's very frustrating, but it's not worth killing anybody over, is what I'm trying to say. James Med4 says, have you placed a bet with the bookies for the royal baby and Royal Ascot will be here very soon? You can make a fortune. No, I don't do betting. I'm afraid I don't do gambling. It's not really my thing. The only thing I might do is the lottery every now and again. Eileen says, so glad to see I'm not the only one passionate about royal news. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Apple says, you look very dapper. Thank you so much. Deborah Hyatt says, hi Elliot, nice to see you. Love yellow and navy blue. You look so royal. Thank you. I have made the effort today. James Med4 says, is there any reliable info on the designer of the wedding gown and their nationality? Well, I did make a video on, now you know that I don't like to ever give you any speculation, type videos. But this one I couldn't pass up on, because the rumor was, it's kind of like if you're a detective and you're trying to work things out, maybe more conspiracy theory type based. But the information that I posted in the video very much leads to the fact that it's looking to be Ralph and Russo, I hope I've said that correctly, for the wedding dress, and possibly Erdem for maybe the evening gown or the bridesmaids' dresses. And the reason why I'm saying that is because some royal watchers in the media themselves, some journalists, have picked up on the fact that Ralph and Russo and Erdem are upping their PR portfolio. They've taken on new people to deal with PR. Erdem has also taken their PR in-house. Now, this suggests that they are expecting a sudden flourish of PR. Now, what could that be? It's likely to be Meghan and Harry's wedding, especially as Ralph and Russo were tipped to be a front runner in the choice stakes for her wedding dress anyway. So, with that little bit of information, we can kind of speculatively say that it's possible or highly likely to be a Ralph and Russo wedding dress, possibly with something to do with Erdem involved too, whether that be, like I say, the bridesmaids' dresses or the evening gown, because when Catherine got married, she changed into an evening gown for the evening reception. So perhaps Meghan's changing into an Erdem evening gown. It is speculation, but I thought it was almost so credible to bring you and let you make your own minds up. But I'll be very interested to see the choice on the final day when it's finally revealed. But I'm thinking it possibly could be a Ralph and Russo. Becky Scott says Charles was with the Irwin family today. They are in Queensland at the Great Barrier Reef with Charles. The Irwins are Steve Irwin's family. Yes, I did include them in the video. And I think for me, that was yesterday, unless they have met them again since. But yes, Bindi Irwin and Terry Irwin were there on the beach. And if you want to check them out in my, I think it was day three of the Royal Australian Tour video, do go and check that out. Francesca B says, black is Meghan's favourite colour. She always said that, but hope to see her with red and dark green more. She also likes white. David Soriano says, who walked down the aisle with Princess Margaret since George VI had died? And do you know what? I'm not entirely sure on that one. I can't seem to remember. So we will have to look that one up. Can anyone do a fact check while we are live? I would do it myself, but I'm talking. Apple says, I could not think for security reasons she would be out at her stage of pregnancy. And of course, we're referring to those fake photos of Catherine. Oh dear says, your Australian brooch really is a lovely design. Very nice indeed. MSB 2012 says, Prince Philip walked Margaret down the aisle. Ah, there you go. In fact, I remember it, I think, from The Crown. There you go. It was in The Crown. The information was there all along. You just have to search in your mind palace, I think it's known as. Rodney Jackson says, hi from New Jersey. Hello to you. Christine says, do you have a morning coat to wear with your top hat? Yes, I think I've worn one twice in previous live chats as well. It's grey. Although it's yeah, I mean, would the grey go with the black? What do you think? Moon Mom is here, who says, hello from California to me and everyone. Hello to you. Holly Anderson says, it's so nice so many of your fans are in the chat room. You have such a great way of reporting true and accurate information. And I've still got that slight tickle in my throat, but it's nearly gone in such a professional manner. Well, thank you for noticing. And I think if you want a good dollop of fake news, there are plenty of channels out there for you. But yes, I always do try to present accurate information as far as I can possibly give it to you. And I have absolutely no problem in saying I don't know something, or we have to wait and to find out that information. I mean, lots of news outlets like to just get the views and put out any old information. I don't do that. If we don't know something, if something hasn't happened, if something's not confirmed, if I don't know something, I will say. Some of the journey of learning about the royals is doing it all together. Nobody, no royal reporter, no royal expert knows 100% of everything. There is so much to know. There is so much factual information, dates going back hundreds and hundreds of years. If you are a real royal history buff, your brain just gets filled so much of factual information. Sometimes things just go. Or even with current events, sometimes it's hard to pick out what's true and what's not. You have to look at the evidence. Sometimes it does just go back to the fact of, well, where's the evidence? Is there a photograph? Is there a video? Have anybody who is a reliable source close to them confirmed anything? And sometimes if it doesn't tick any of those boxes, if you can't produce a photo, produce a video, produce relevant source information, you just have to say something's not true, or you have to wait until something's been confirmed. And I have no problem in doing that, because I think people appreciate that, and at least that's what I hope my viewers appreciate. Odia says, wearing your top hat and tiara for the wedding coverage. This I have to see. Well, I did think maybe the tiara would go on the top hat around the middle of it. What do you think? I'll have to try that one. Ken says, I vote for just a top hat for the wedding. You can't go upstaging the bride's tiara. What's wrong with a top hat and tiara? Ingrid says, I don't think we know for sure. Or if not, that was Catherine shopping at the market. I'm just going on the fact it didn't look like her. I mean, it's likely if she was going shopping, she probably would shop in Waitrose. That is the Waitrose closest to Norfolk. Although that Easter weekend, she was reported to have been in Bucklebury. So she may not have actually been in the area at all. But it just didn't look like Catherine. And like I say, my partner is an expert with facial recognition. And no, he said it's just not. So I'm going with a no on that one. Christy Lewis says, hi, let Meghan enjoy the last few weeks of drab. She will step up her game. Hello from Charlotte in the USA. Hello. And I think you might be right, which is why I'm not reporting on all the family tit for tat. I just don't think it's relevant. Holly Anderson says the hip replacement is the best gift to Her Royal Highness, or His Royal Highness the Duke, has ever given to himself. It is now a far easier surgery than it once was. I wish him a speedy recovery. I think we all do. Lynn says, how wonderful if the baby is born on Queen Elizabeth's birthday, the 21st. It's possible. It is actually possible. It could be born on the 21st. MSB 2012 says the article was in the Daily Star. Okay, I will call out the Daily Star. They are not a particularly reliable publication. So I'm going to call that one as fake, really. They don't usually get things terribly accurate. Lynn says, boy or girl, any guesses? I'm hoping for a boy, because like I say, I think it will be of historical importance, because it's the first time where a boy will not supplant a girl in the line of succession, even if the girl is older. So I think it'd be really interesting if it was a boy, although I don't have any preference either way, really. But it would be more historical, be more momentous, I suppose, if it was a boy. Jiminy, I think, is that Jiminy? Jiminy says, why is Meghan getting hate for little things that she does? Don't you think people need to cut her some slack? Yes, I think people should cut some slack. I mean, people were even, one news publication even picked up on the fact that they noticed one strand of grey hair in her head. I mean, God, they haven't looked at my hair, crikey. But yes, there was one tiny little grey hair poking out, and it just caused loads of stink. But yes, I do think they should cut her some slack. But I don't get that is the sentiment from the people of the UK. The people of the UK are generally really, really supportive of Meghan. Norms Pebble says, those photos of Catherine, what about the protection officer that was in the photo? It didn't look like a protection officer to me. Usually they wear those kind of like creamy coloured trousers. They normally wear them unless they're going to some sort of event or engagement, or there's some reason why they can't wear them. They're usually in some kind of like creamy camel coloured chinos. He just didn't look like a security officer to me. Odia says, no, not a cruise ship, a private sailing boat. Wow. We are stopping and delivering goods to remote communities that are only accessible by water. Well, I love the style of a private sailing boat. Wow. And yes, it is an exciting year for the royal family. And we also have Princess Eugenie's wedding on the 12th of October too. And of course, Zara and Mike Tyndall's baby sometime in the summer. Janet Baker says, love the chat. Megan B says, will Meghan and Harry's actual ceremony start at 1 p.m. your time? I want to see everyone arriving too. What time do you think they will start airing the wedding? 1 p.m. your time is like 4 a.m. I would probably aim for 20 minutes before, at least 20 minutes before, just to make sure. I wouldn't want to tell you anything else and then you miss it. Benny Blair says, hi, Elliot. Okay, did you start half an hour early? No, I'm on time. There was a time change in America or Canada or somewhere. Keep it consistent, please. I'm having trouble keeping up with you. Thumbs down. No, turn it into a thumbs up. I'm on time. I went live UK time, 10 o'clock GMT. There has been a time change somewhere else in the world. And that's not my issue. Totally not my issue. If you've had a time change, always check if your time change matches the UK time. Because I will always be 10 o'clock GMT time. And of course, I'm back to doing Saturdays. I couldn't do 2 Saturdays ago because I was ill. And I couldn't do last Saturday because I got a prior engagement that I completely forgot about. I had to go to. So I did my live chat on the Sunday. But from now on in, it's back to being Saturday at the usual time of 10 o'clock. I am not late. I was 10 o'clock on the dot. M. Fairchild says, now maybe I'm being a bit dumb. I don't know. It wasn't an RPO. Wrong look. What's an RPO? Someone tell me what an RPO is. I'm not getting that one. Oh dear says, we are on daylight saving here in Canada. Oh, RPO, Royal Protection Officer. I'm being dumb today. Yes, it was the wrong look. That's what I thought. And like I say, one of the giveaways for me is the trousers. They normally wear these kind of khaki coloured, like camel type trousers. Sharon Reeves says, do you know what the most popular names are being speculated for the upcoming royal baby? Oh, they range from Alice, Victoria, Elizabeth, Diana, Arthur, Louis. Although I definitely don't think it'll be Louis. Philip, Charles. I mean, there's so many royal names being bandied around. My 2 favourites, I'm going for. I would love to see a Victoria for a girl. We haven't had a Princess Victoria in a long while, and I would like to see Arthur for a boy. Those are my 2 favourites. Rodney Jackson says, I like Meghan's style, more relaxed and relatable. I like her trouser suits. I love it when she wears trouser suits. And I liked her dress down look for the Invictus Games event in Bath, which was her most recent royal engagement. I did make videos on that, showcasing all of the video moments of that were accessible, that I could compile together. So do go and check that out. Jiminy says, some people said that she did the shooting because she got a lot of views and likes, but $10 a video. Is that true? Oh, you're talking about the YouTube shooter. I have no idea about her views and likes. All I can say is it is very frustrating when your videos get demonetized, but that is no reason to go out and shoot people. Moon Mom says, I am making jewellery for Meghan and Harry as a wedding present. I read that they cannot sell or give away any gifts and that they will become part of the royal collection. What a thought. Yes, that's a very good idea and a good way to get your jewellery into the royal collection. MSB 2012 says, I read yesterday that the most popular female name of baby Cambridge is Mary. Again, that is another choice. Probably more of an outsider choice, but again, you know, any of these names are possible. Rodney says, nice cup, thank you so much. I've already predicted I'm hoping for a boy, although we just don't know. Vinny says, Erdem's fashion is foolishness, but Ralph and Russo is the bomb. She would look gorgeous in Ralph and Russo. Ned says, I have to run. I love your live chats. Keep up the good work. Look forward to your next one. Wish I could stay longer. You can always catch up later once this video goes live on my channel. Rodney says, have I seen their collection? Do you mean the official royal souvenir collection for the wedding? Yes, I have. And I do think it looks rather good. Although expensive, but good. Odia says, good research speculation on the wedding dress designer. I think you are right about that. Well, it just seems it's too good not to be true. I think we're definitely looking at a Ralph and Russo wedding gown. But like I say, where the Erdem comes in, I'm not entirely sure. We will really have to wait and see. And yes, Prince Philip did walk Princess Margaret down the aisle. I remember it from other things I've seen. Melody said, did you read about the drink a pub made for Harry? I think it's called a ginger gin. No, I haven't. But it sounds amazing. I want to sample a ginger gin. Jack says, demonetized for wearing that bow tie. Press on regardless. Yes, who knows? Maybe their algorithm picked up on the British bow tie. Well, I'm wearing it anyway, so there. Holly says, I think Ralph and Russo is a solid bet. Their designs are spectacular, unique, and very elegant. There is no doubt Meghan will look gorgeous. Well, I mean, she'd look gorgeous in a bin bag, let's face it. But yes, Ralph and Russo will really make her look spectacular. James Med4 says, Elliot, what's left for your morning suit ensemble that you don't have already? I don't have a cane, a nice silver-handled cane. Yes, I don't have gloves. Oh, I don't know. Well, as you're only going to see the top half of me, I don't have any of the morning suit trousers. I only have the top. I do have the nice shoes. Yes, there are certain things I don't have for the complete look. But like any newsreader, I just dress the top. And yes, Nina, I can't wait to see the wedding dress either. Marilyn says, I hope Meghan Markle might wear a gown similar to Princess Margaret's. It was beautiful and the style still holds up even in 2018. Most brides can't say that. They can't indeed. But yes, her wedding dress was a classic. I think we can safely say it's a classic. Dawn says, no, Vinny Blair, he didn't start early, was right on time. So thumbs up. Change those thumbs down to a thumbs up. Do it now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting until you change it to a thumbs up. Oh dear says, grey and black will be fine, but where is your tiara going to be placed? I don't know. Maybe I could swap halfway through and do half of it in top hat and half of it in tiara. David Soriano says, would learning about the Queen mean I'm stalking? No, it just means you're interested in the royal family, and that's okay. Holly Anderson says, exactly, there are many, many channels which report such inaccurate or totally fake news. Becky says, how is the Andrew Morton book about Meghan being received in the UK? There hasn't been too much fuss about it, really. Nothing that's overshadowed the work that she's doing at the moment with Harry and the interest in the royal wedding. So all's quiet on the Western Front, I'm afraid. MSNB 2012 says, you have some wonderful things on your Amazon wishlist. I really tried to have a good mix of things on there. Souvenir-y type things for the royal wedding, fun things, like little bobbleheads, I think they are, of the royal family, including Diana. Like I say, there's like a rubber mask of the Queen. There's a Queen Elizabeth rubber duck for the bath. I mean, there's lots of different things. There's some brooches. There's some clothes, which I could wear on the live chat. There's all kinds of different things. And I'm adding to it weekly. So if you've looked at it before, do go check it again. There are so many different things on all kinds of different price points. Like I say, if you want me to review something really fun, do go and check it out. There's also, I think I found a cardboard half mask of the Queen's face and the Imperial State Crown. I mean, wow, you know, it was only £3.99. So there's all kinds of things on the wish list. Do go and check it out. The link is in the description below on this video. Christine says, yes, Marilyn, and she could wear her hair up with a tiara. She could indeed. Okay, one dream tiara that I would love to see her wear. In fact, it's not a tiara. It's more of a crown. It's a complete long shot. She definitely won't wear it. I think it's more likely to be the Strathmore Rose or the Tech. But my dream thing that I would love to see her wear is if she had her hair up in a kind of elegant, high, sheeny type look, in some kind of bun. I would love to see Queen Victoria's small diamond crown with the arches detached, because the arches can be taken off. And I would love to see that around the hair bun with the hair poking out. That would look amazing, and I would die. I would be shook if she wore that. It's highly unlikely because it is a crown that can probably only be worn by the Queen or a Queen consort. But I would certainly love to see it as an amazing hairpiece. That would just make my day. That's just a real ludicrous wish. Nelly says, thank you for the correct information. I trust your source of information. So many reporters lost respect by telling such rubbish. They do indeed. Holly says, your channel is #1 in my mind. I hope you'll plan on doing this well into the future. I do, as long as people are still watching. MSNB 2012 says, Christine, I hope she wears her hair up with a tiara. Can't wait to see her on the big day. James Med 4 says, I noticed at the Maunday service a handrail has been put on the stairs on the entrance of St George's Chapel. Yes, and there's also detachable ones, I think, on Westminster too, which can be erected or de-erected, or dissembled rather, whenever the Queen needs to use it. So the Queen can descend after the wedding. Yes, that was likely to be why they will have been installed, but also it makes sense for anyone who has any walking difficulties due to age or ill health, any mobility problems. Having a handrail there is a good idea, I think. Oh dear says, nothing wrong with a top hat and tiara, just a bit of fun. I do indeed. Eileen loves the idea of a top hat and tiara. I have a feeling Meghan will wear the Queen Mother's bandeau tiara for the wedding, possibly. But I don't think she'll wear it low as a bandeau, probably up in the hair. MSNB 2012 says, oh, good to know not to trust the Daily Star. Do not trust the Daily Star. William Blair says, the family was in Norfolk for Easter. That is not a maybe. Well, there you go. I did not know for definite that they were in in Norfolk for Easter. I thought they were in Bucklebury, which is why they had trouble getting to the Easter service with the Queen. That's what was reported. But like I said before, unless there's any solid evidence, unless somebody solidly knows something, it is, of course, just speculation. Marin says, is that a Prince Harry and Meghan Markle teacup and saucer on the table behind me? No, it's a Laura Ashley teacup and saucer candle, which I've had for many years, which I've never lit. But there's a candle in the cup, and the cup is glued to the saucer, and it's just completely decorative. I've had it for years, but I really do like it. Holly says we all need to ignore or delete any expression of hate or disrespect. Enough is enough. I agree. MSNB 2012 says, Eileen, I agree. The bandeau tiara is the most modern looking, in my opinion. Marilyn says, yes, Meghan Markle could even take some of the poof out like they did in the Crown Princess Margaret's dress, was fuller. Yes, it was. I did actually notice that myself. Eileen says, MSB 2012, let's keep our fingers crossed for the bandeau tiara. I think everyone has their favourite front-runner tiara in their mind that they'd like to see her in. Odia says, we know you are not responsible for the clocks all over the world. I'm not. I can't do anything about the clocks. If you've had a time change, then check the time is still the same with the UK in reference to the live chats, because I do not know if the time is changing or when it's changing in your part of the world. I barely know when my own time is changing. So there you go. So make sure you check. Sharon says, yes, Victoria would be lovely for a girl's name. Vinnie Blair is hoping for the tech or fringe tiara. Eileen says, Victoria and Arthur it is then. Well, that's just names that I like. Christine says, I still like Caroline for a girl. Again, and it could happen. Any of these names, we don't know which direction they're going in. MSNB 2012 says, Vinny, those are gorgeous tiaras, but I think a bit big for Meghan's wedding. Would you wear something bigger than the Cartier that Catherine wore on her wedding day? I think it will be classed as a starter tiara. There are certain ones in the collection which are more starter tiaras. I definitely don't think she'll wear a big, massive piece. And I definitely don't think, I spoke about this last week, I definitely don't think she'll wear the Spencer because she's not a Spencer bride. Dandy says, Ralph and Russo would be perfect. Sharon says, I love the Lovers Not tiara. It would be a lovely tribute, but it's been most recently worn by Catherine. It's quite a big piece of a tiara, and I don't think we're going to see it for the wedding, I'm afraid. And yes, she did look great in the engagement photos. Eileen thinks a fringe tiara may make an appearance, possibly. And yeah, she did. Catherine did bring out a 1960s baby carriage for Charlotte's christening. Arnold Sanders says, what do I think about the anti-Meghan petitions popping up on these YouTube sites? I haven't seen them. What anti-Meghan petitions? What YouTube sites? Let me know. Post a link in the main video once it goes live. I have no idea. I haven't seen them. I spend all my time literally concentrating on making my own videos, sourcing my own video material to make my videos, that I rarely get a chance to watch anyone else's. So if something's going on other channels, I don't know what it is. It's the first I've heard of it. But all I can imagine is it's a complete load of nonsense. Why would there be anti-Meghan petitions? Who would sign them? They don't mean anything anyway. It just seems madness, absolute madness. And yes, they do have fabulous wedding gowns. And yes, I agree with Eileen. The Cambridge Lovers Not tiara is probably on long-term loan to Catherine. Jeff says, I think they are putting you on at 5 like it was before, even though we are 1 hour ahead in Eastern time. But Sharon, I don't think she will wear the Cartier tiara, even though it's beautiful, because Kate wore it. So no, I don't think that will be a choice. Christine saw a Meghan Markle colouring book. There's also a kind of colouring book thing on my wish list as well. And there's even royal family cake decorations. So I was thinking, if I got the cake decorations, I could make a cake for the wedding and put them on, feature it in the live chat. What do you think? Holly Anderson says, I can see some sort of very artistic, lightly flowered Erdem gown for Meghan's maid of honour and bridesmaid. It's possible. I think this would perfectly complement a Ralph and Russo wedding gown. Stunning. It's possible. Anything is possible. But those are the things that have been causing a little ripple. Ralph and Russo hiring PR and Erdem hiring PR. Ingrid says, am I having a party with friends and family to watch the wedding? Not a party. It will probably, it's kind of like a working party with just me, because of course I'll be collating all information to make videos. So of course I will get to enjoy the wedding. I will definitely make sure that I enjoy it. But I will be compiling all kinds of things to make videos and to get them out there as quickly as possible too. P times H28 says, I would love to see her in something similar to Princess Charlene of Monaco's diamond foam tiara. Rodney says, I got to go. My 3-year-old twins are fuzzy. Oh no, I will catch you later. Is there a certain time you have your live chat? Every Saturday at 10 o'clock British time, which is GMT. And unless there's any change, it's always a Saturday at 10 o'clock. Oh dear says, wish I could afford the Harry cardboard cutout. Would love to see him living in the greenhouse or standing by the Christmas tree or at the front door in summer. If I get one of the cutouts, I want to put them there, right there in the doorway, so that you can all see them. Ingrid says, how about Wallace for a royal baby name? No, they would not call her Wallace. Yes, MSME 2012, that would go down like a lead balloon. Lots of people laughing at the suggestion of Wallace. Definitely not Wallace for a royal baby name. Dandy says, none of Meghan's exes have spoken. Is that because the palace pays them off? No, conspiracy. Or because she hasn't had too many exes and they aren't trying to hurt her as they are distant family. No, they would not pay them off. Probably just out of respect. They're just keeping quiet. It's a decent thing to do. Not everybody has to sell things for money. It's not all about money. Jojo says, hi Elliot, you look as dapper as always. Love the bow tie. 2 thumbs up. Thank you. And yes, I'm loving the bow tie. Ingrid says, I thought Wallace was beautiful. Yes, it is a beautiful name, but I don't think that will ever make an appearance in the royal family again. I really don't. Marilyn Blythe says, yes, I just looked up a photo online and Victoria's small diamond crown is wonderful. It's rather petite, so maybe there's a chance. I've always thought that the small diamond crown could come back. Not as a small diamond crown as Queen Victoria wore it, but because it has detachable arches, you could definitely wear it with your hair through. So if you're a queen consort or a queen in the future, you could definitely put your hair up and through it, and it would make an amazing hair ornament. Yes, it really, really would. And I would love to see it on Meghan. I think it would really suit her hair. It would look amazing, but we are not going to see that happen. That's just me really wishful thinking. Bay likes the name Mary Elizabeth. Kelly agrees Wallace is a beautiful name. Christine thinks Wallis was the Yoko Ono of the royal family. Ingrid says, I agree. I also agree with what I'm saying about Meghan Markle's hair. Perfect. Ingrid says, Meghan Markle has a kind of 60s vibe. I think she should rock that look. Yes, with the high hair bun and a tiara surrounding it. It would be good. And if you're watching, Harry and Meghan, take note. Okay. Eileen says, light the teacup candle in honor of the royal wedding. I could do. I've never lit it yet. David Hoyana says, I have seen Meghan Markle when she was on Suits, but I didn't know she would be the wife of Prince Harry. I don't think anybody did. I don't think Prince Harry did. Lady Buckingham Dawn says, oh, come on, we all know it's going to be the Spencer tiara, tongue-in-cheek, rolling my eyes. No Spencer tiara, it won't be. Although if it turns out to be, I will have to, I'll eat the candle. I'll eat the teacup candle. Dawn says, I think her friend Jessica Mulroney is going to have something to do with some design of her wedding someplace. She is her best friend. And we did have revealed who the florist is going to be. And I did make a video on the florist. So do go and check that out. Also this week, we saw James Viscount Severn, the Wessex's son, driving a big, massive Land Rover on the Queen's private estate. What do you all think about that? It is a private estate, so he's not breaking any law, but he just looked so small and tiny behind the wheel, and he was sat on someone's lap. We couldn't quite, I couldn't make out who that was, but yes, he's learning to drive at 10. I just thought that was really, really amazing. Nina thinks Meghan likes her hair down, and you would love to see it up in front and around the tiara and curls down the back. MSNP 2012 says, it's so nice to hang out with people who share my love of the royal family. That's what I like about these live chats. It's a real community type feeling. Vinnie Blair says, I don't think the family has treated Meghan as a started anything so far, so why insist on a starting tiara? Good point. She's 36 years old. She can carry off the tech or the fringe. I would agree with you there, but I just don't think we're going to see her in any of the Queen's pieces that she wears quite often in the kind of cycle. I think it will be something likely that we haven't seen for a while, and definitely not anything that Catherine's worn. So that's why I'm thinking the Strathmore Rose or the tech. Or maybe, like I said last week, it's not foolish to think that she may even have one made for herself. Don't forget, they still have access to all of Princess Diana's jewellery that we haven't seen in recent years. So something I'm sure could be made from those jewels. So it could even be something new. The Duchess of York had one made when she was just Sarah Ferguson for her marriage. So that could happen too. Who knows? We really are going to have to wait and see. Kelly hopes the name is Victoria. Okay, I'm just going to go down some of the questions because I want to catch up a little bit. Okay. Kelly Vernon says, ripped jeans are just a style in the USA. I love this casual look. I don't think we're going to see ripped jeans on Meghan when she's married for some strange reason. Okay, so I am going to leave this week's live chat here. Thank you all so much for a really lovely chat. I mean, all of my week's chats are amazing. This one felt really community based. I know we sort of used that word before, but it really felt like a group of friends just having a chat about a shared interest, which is why I do these chats. If you have missed any, or you want to catch up, or you want to go and leave a comment on the actual video, the video will go live as soon as I go off now. So do head on over there and leave a comment. Give that video a big old thumbs up. It really does help. And I will see you next week, Saturday at 10 o'clock. I am never late. And if I am, I tell you, most definitely. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.